There are dozens
You're
of them
lying on national TV. Piers Morgan can come back on the next episode and tell everyone that you're not telling the truth.
Dozens of them have been prosecuted.
Not a single Israeli soldier has been prosecuted for deliberately killing a Palestinian child. That is a lie. You're a demonstrable lie. Everyone watching right now.
I'm
sorry, you can't say things.
Hang on, just to be clear.
Before we dive into the full story, comment where you're watching from. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Today we're about to witness something that doesn't come around very often. Complete, no-holds-barred takedown on live television. Mehdi Hasan, a journalist known for cutting through the noise and holding powerful figures accountable, goes head-to-head with Alan Dershowitz, the high-profile pro-Israel lawyer, in what can only be described as an absolute demolition of argument after argument. This isn't just a debate. Forget calling it heated. Forget calling it a clash. This is a meticulous, fact-driven dismantling, a relentless pushback that exposes every claim, every half-truth, every dodged question, layer by layer. Hasan doesn't just make points, he strings them together with precision, painting a picture so clear that it's impossible to ignore the reality of what's unfolding. And, as usual, we'll be breaking down the video in full, moment by moment. Before I give you my perspective on why this isn't just a confrontation, it's a masterclass in holding someone accountable on the world stage. Stay tuned, because what comes next is going to be both shocking and eye-opening.
Israeli publication interviewed 7 Israeli soldiers and officers, Piers, who returned from Gaza. Just last week, in several cases, the soldier said Israeli troops deliberately targeted children. There was a boy who entered the zone. He didn't do anything. Other soldiers claimed to have seen him standing, talking to people. That's it.
And
they dropped a grenade from a drone. In another incident, soldiers tried to kill a child riding a bicycle.
And they get prosecuted
So
for
they
it.
have not been prosecuted. Alan, don't lie on television where people can fact you. None of them have been prosecuted.
Yes, they have been.
Which soldier?
I know they have been.
Which soldier was prosecuted for dropping a grenade on a child?
There are dozens
You're lying
of them
on national TV. Piers Morgan can come back on the next episode and tell everyone that you're not telling the truth.
Dozens of them have been prosecuted.
Not a single Israeli soldier has been prosecuted for deliberately killing a Palestinian child. That is a lie. You're a demonstrable lie. Everyone watching right now.
I'm
sorry, you can't say things.
Hang on, just to be clear, Alan, what Mehdi is saying is that no Israeli soldier has been prosecuted for deliberately killing a Palestinian child since this war began. Is your information different to that?
Absolutely different. I know for a fact because I was involved in the negotiations with the International Criminal Court, and I arranged for Khan to come to Israel and see the evidence of what has been done, how people have been prosecuted, how the Israeli legal system has been responsive. So I have all the data and all the information.
Name them. Come back on this show and name those soldiers.
It's true that they've been prosecuted.
Come back on this show, Alan, and name those soldiers. I challenge you. Now, I'll finish my point. You interrupted me. Hold on. You interrupted me. I never interrupted you. You've interrupted me twice now on this show.
I didn't interrupt you.
You did, actually. You interrupted to make false claims.
I did ask Alan a question.
Well, let me finish my point. Actually, my second point, Piers, was to you. I dealt with the Gershon basket and the deliberate killing of kids. They just killed 6 kids queuing up for water.
About to talk about
yesterday.
That.
They killed 9 kids queuing up for nutritional supplements last week. Stop interrupting, Alan. Everyone can see you do it.
And it's under investigation.
Stop interrupting, Alan. Otherwise, I'll do it to you and you really won't like it. Piers, let me make my point to you that I'm trying to make. You mentioned the New York Times. I'm glad you've mentioned the New York Times several times. The New York Times piece, the long piece, has a lot in there. 2 important points for you, Piers. I've been coming on this show for over a year talking to you about Gaza. Last April and July, the New York Times reports that Netanyahu's own generals told him there's no military strategy left. There's nothing more we can do. Stop this war. Netanyahu overrode them. So when I was on this show and you were telling me, of course, they're just defending themselves. What else should they be doing? At that time, when I was on this show, Piers, generals were telling Netanyahu there's no war left to be had. They also make it very clear in this piece that the government would have fallen apart had Netanyahu not prolonged the war because he wanted to avoid prosecution. And I'm sorry that we needed the New York Times to say that, because I was saying that on this show to you, Piers. Many people were saying that this war is about Netanyahu trying to avoid prison. This is about Netanyahu trying to avoid prison. I know Alan is an expert on criminals. He's defended some of the worst criminals in the world.
Lawyers do defend criminals.
Well, he defends some of the worst people. Epstein, Netanyahu.
Yeah, but lawyers...
No one forced him to defend these people.
Some of the best.
Piers, no one forced him to go volunteer to defend Benjamin Netanyahu.
You can't make aspersions against lawyers.
I can actually. I can say you don't need. You don't need to.
It's not very credible to do that.
Really?
Lawyers do their job.
Hold on, Piers. Somebody forced Alan Dershowitz to defend Netanyahu. He said he's proud to do it. No one forced him to do it.
Which criminal should he defend?
I'm proud to do it.
You're proud to defend Benjamin Netanyahu.
He's a criminal lawyer.
You're proud to defend Benjamin Netanyahu, Donald Trump, Jeffrey Epstein. You defend the worst people in the world.
I was proud. Yes. And I was proud to defend Bill Clinton, and I was proud to defend Ted Kennedy. I've defended people on I've also defended Palestinians who were charged with offenses in Israel. I've also defended Palestinian students at Harvard who wanted to put up a Palestinian flag.
Have you defended Netanyahu's corruption trial? I think you've only defended his war crimes.
But you know what, Mehdi? I do think it's a very lame.
No, I've been involved in his corruption trial too.
It's a very. I've always felt a lot of people try this with Alan Dershowitz
because
there are lots of things you can argue with Alan about what he believes. But when people go ad hominem about him being a lawyer defending bad
Piers,
people...
Well, I'm going to respond now since
most criminal lawyers I've ever met at some stage defend pretty dodgy people.
Piers, look at that.
It's their job, literally their job.
We're looking at our cameras. Look at your camera and say honestly that you would say to Saddam Hussein's law or Slobodan Milosevic's law or Vladimir Putin's law, you wouldn't say a word about people who choose in the West to go defend those people? Yes, you would. It's just you give Netanyahu a pass. I see him in the same league as Saddam Hussein, Vladimir Putin, Slobodan Milosevic. If a Westerner chooses to go defend these people, no one forced him to. I'm going to question their moral judgment.
Do they have a right to defend?
Of course they have a right to a defence.
Then they should have a right.
But no one forced.
Well, hang on. Then they should have a right to have a lawyer defending them.
Of course.
You understand that?
Understood.
That's how the legal system works.
So if a British
justice
hold
works.
on, Piers. If a British lawyer volunteered to go defend Putin, you wouldn't cast any moral aspersions on them. Don't lie, Piers. You know you would.
So just to be clear, who should Alan be defending? Give me some criminal names.
That was brutal, absolutely brutal from Mehdi Hasan. And honestly, it shouldn't surprise anyone. This guy is one of the sharpest debaters out there, able to take on anyone, anywhere, and expose the truth. Watching this, it's clear. What's happening in Gaza no longer makes sense. The "we're just defending ourselves" line. Completely surpassed. This isn't defense, it has crossed into something far darker. I genuinely believe we're now looking at actions that meet the threshold of genocide. And it's staggering how many people casually report, almost numbly, on the deaths of children, as if it's just another statistic. We see it every day, the images of flattened streets, destroyed neighborhoods, families torn apart. Humanity should feel this, and yet the world has grown numb. It's shocking, it's tragic, and it demands attention. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you think. And if you found this breakdown meaningful, hit subscribe and give a thumbs up to help others see it too. I'll see you in the next one.